If you couldn't tell from the title of the video, absolutely hate shipping. Either way, we're going to do our best to get through this. We're going to cover a couple of different carriers, services they offer, equipment, and supplies. While there's a few of them like DHL, FedEx, and UPS, I primarily want to spend my time talking about the United States Postal Service, the USPS, mainly because of the variations that they offer regarding rates and shipping. First class mail, which I believe will go all the way up to 13 ounces, then media mail. A new one that they've recently begun offering is Ground Advantage and Priority Mail. Between Priority Mail and Ground Advantage is going to be cheaper, and it's just about the exact same shipping time. There's a link down in the description to the United States Postal Service and their rates. There's also other shipping services like ShipStation, which offers more of a suite for tracking than actual shipping, although they do offer some discounts. I primarily use eBay because their discounts run up to 33%, and I don't have to have a bunch of subscriptions to other things to get that. It's more convenient. You're going to have to look at shipping holistically, which means you're going to have to think about a handful of different things: your packaging, rates, and time. You're also going to have to look at your shipping policies. These are going to be set up in a drop-down fashion whenever you're going through creating a listing. If you ship things differently across different categories, it makes sense to have different policies. And by different policies, I mean you wouldn't ship a book priority mail unless the customer specifically paid for it.
And to get in eBay's good graces, you'll also have to consider how you'll handle returns and your ship time. How long does it take from the time the customer places the order to you shipping it?
You can try to entice customers with things like free shipping, but it's going to be paid for somehow. And the way most sellers do is they tack that price into the price and then just say free shipping, which is fine and dandy when you're dealing with stuff that is a little bit more expensive than other things. If you're selling a $1 or $2 comic book, it would not make sense to say free shipping on it and then ship it priority mail. You're going to come out at a net loss on that one. All right, now that we've covered some of the behind the scenes on it, we'll take a look at the equipment and supplies that you're going to need to actually get the thing packaged and out the door. Aside from basic office supplies like Post-it notes, index cards, Sharpies, Ziploc bags, there's a few things that you are going to need, at least to make your life easier. Digital scales are awesome. I'm going to show y'all two of them, and they each have a different purpose. This first one is a GGC. It's for weighing things that are lighter. And when I say lighter, I'm talking about in grams. Stamps, jewelry, things of that nature. It's fairly cheap and pretty accurate. Up next, this is my general use. This is the Accutek. Once again, it's pretty cheap and pretty accurate. The batteries hold a charge for a very long time, and you have the option to plug it in. Just make sure that regardless of whatever digital scale that you're using, it's on a flat surface and there's nothing on it whenever you cut it on. You want to make sure it's zero. With packaging, there's really no one size fits all. I've tried to find a universal solution to most of what I sell, and it comes in the form of two different bags. You can get these from various places, but these two are from Uline. The first one's a 9x12 poly mailer. It is fairly water resistant. The next one is for the items that require a little additional padding. This is a bubble mailer, 8.5x12. But what the main thing is you want to find a near as universal solution that you can when it comes to packaging. The more things you can package in it, the better. Next, you're going to need a good tape gun. This is one I've had for a while. There's nothing special about it. Put a roll of tape in, go to town. Pretty cheap. It hasn't fell apart yet. Cardboard. Protect what you can, when you're shipping. You can buy this stuff from Uline or at Walmart, but honestly, I'm not going to encourage you to buy it from either place. Because why would you buy something when you can get it for free? The easiest way to get cardboard for free is to order the priority boxes from the post office. If you're needing them to create shells out of, get them, take a razor, split them. If there's any recommendation I can make during this entire video as far as in what I think you ought to buy or suggest to buy, it's this. Get a shipping label printer. It beats an inkjet printer hands down in every single possible way I can think of. The normal scenario of having to print something out on an inkjet printer at your house. Oh well, the cartridge is empty. Gotta go get a cartridge. But you get your shipping label printed out. You take a pair of scissors, you cut it nice and neat, and now you've got to tape it onto the package. You may get 10, 20 things printed with it, and then lo and behold, you've got to get another cartridge. With a label printer, you print it, you peel it, you stick it, you're done. And at the cost of about 2 or 3 printer cartridges, you can buy this printer. I was strongly debating on including this on the previous video, but whenever you're cataloging things and you're pre-bagging them, how are you going to know what's in the bag? I use these return address labels, print out whether a description, an SKU, some kind of identifying text that I can put on the package after I get done bagging it up and know exactly what it is. So now it's just waiting on a shipping label. Okay, so what does all this come down to? At the end of the day, research. The more you're familiar with rates, the more you're familiar with packaging, the more time and the more money you're going to save. Granted, there's going to come a point of diminishing returns, but I have no clue how long it's going to take to get to where I'm wasting more time researching than I'm actually investing in saving money and saving time. For everybody, they're going to have to figure out where their trade-off point is. Do you want to increase the weight to make sure that your items are more protected? Or do you want to have less protection and lower weight, which means you're going to have lower shipping costs? It really depends on the item, and it really depends on the person. And all of this points to what our major takeaway is. You'll find that balance for different things to ship. You'll find certain services are better for some things, certain packaging is better for others. You don't want to be gouging the customers, nor do you want to undercut yourself. But you're going to have to invest the time in figuring it out.
Fabulous.